Hello, this is Eric Merritt from Eric Merritt Sells AZ Real Estate, our YouTube channel, and we're doing our third Southeast Gilbert and communities of Pecos Park, Avonlea Highland 5, Santan Ranch, and Power Ranch market update video for July 2021. We're going to go into the data for Southeast Gilbert in each of those four neighborhoods. And we're also going to go into the highs and lows for Southeast Gilbert and those neighborhoods as far as what the highest sold for, the lowest sold for, days on market, sales price to list price for those, and what then the pictures of those. And then there's a link that you can see all of that. You'll see that through halfway in the video. The third part is going to go into the synopsis of the Metro Phoenix area. That'll talk about where the number of addresses we had from October of last year all the way to now. And then we're going to compare what's happening. We're also going to go into the East Valley and compare Southeast Gilbert of what's happened in other East Valley cities, comparing June 2021 average sales prices to a year ago, June 2020 average sales price, and their average appreciation increases, which are very big. Two of them in the Apache Junction and Santan Valley both were at just under 50%, which is huge from a year ago. So we're going to go into that. We're also going to show you how much more the inventory is creeping up in different cities throughout the Metro Phoenix area and the different markets. And then you'll see, based on the types of homes that sold and the price ranges, so types of homes, mobile homes, condos, and townhomes, and single family from 250,000 all the way up to 5 million and above. So you'll see the average sales prices in each of those categories, sales price to list price ratio. Anything under $1 million is still under 100% list price. That's where the sales price to list price ratio finally starts to go under 100%. And then you'll also see how they were paid, conventional, cash, FHA, and VA. And that's very important for new buyers to understand in these lower price amounts of 250 to 350 and 350 to 500,000. It is imperative to get a conventional loan. If you have to pay a little bit more in interest rate to go conventional, so be it. At least get into the house now before the prices go even higher. And then you can always refinance later and get a lower interest rate. But I have videos that talk about, when you're shopping for a loan, don't just focus on the interest rate. You need to know what the closing costs are going to be as well, because different lenders charge differently. So there's a video that I'm not going to go into all the details of that because I have that in the video, mortgage bankers versus mortgage brokers. And then I also have another video called Understanding Buyers' Closing Costs, so that you know where the closing costs are coming from, because nobody's going to give you seller concessions right now. So it's very important to get a lender that charges the least amount of closing costs. That's what I would do. So anyway, if you find this video interesting and informative, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and share this video with your friends or anyone that you know that wants to move into the Southeast Gilbert area. Well, the schools are wonderful. The neighborhoods are very well kept. It's a very good investment. Any investment down in Gilbert or in the East Valley for that matter, but especially in the Southeast Gilbert, is a great investment, very good education for your children. And we will get this video started. Thank you. The market update information for Southeast Gilbert, Avonlea Highland 5, Pecos Park, Power Ranch, and Santan Ranch. Southeast Gilbert had 233 sold. There was 9 less transactions than in May. So Southeast Gilbert, the zip codes 85295, 297, and 298. Average days on market 21, 103.7% sales price to list price ratio. Very strong sales price to list price ratio still. The monthly supply is going up from 0.31 to 0.5. So we're a 2-week supply instead of 9-day supply basically. Highest it saw was 2,900,000. Lowest was 323,794. Average sales price was 616,568. 117 were active on July 11th. Avonlea, 2 sold, 1 less than in May, 17 days on market, 106.3% of sales price to list price ratio. There's only 1 month supply, but I mean, Avondale's and Pecos Park are very small data sets because they have about 200 to 250 homes in them. That's why these don't really matter that much to me. But it is the same 1 month supply. There are 2 active on July 11th and 2 sold, so that means 1. Highest sold was 480,000. The lowest was 450,000. Average sales price, the average of these two, 465. Pecos Park, 1 sold. The average sales price to list price ratio, 121.6%. That is the highest sales price to list price ratio I've ever seen on a house. And I'll show you what that house is and the highs and lows next. 596,000 is what it sold for. There were no actives on July 11th. Power Ranch, 37 sold. That is the most I've ever seen sell in Power Ranch in 1 month. Normally, Power Ranch sells anywhere from 27 to 30. Well, last month it was 37 homes that sold, 9 more. So 9 more than in May. So in May it was 28. 18 days on market, 104.9%. So basically, a $500,000 house, you're guaranteed to pretty much get 25,000 over. What that means. The supply rate didn't change much. If it's greater than or less than a tenth, which is only 3 days, then it has an equal sign. So 0.29, 0.35. Highest it sold was 865,000. Lowest was 345, and the average sales price was $540,700. 13 were active on July 11th. Santan Ranch, 10 sold, 5 less than in May. 10 is still a very good number for Santan Ranch, selling in 1 month. 9 days on average days on market. Sales price to list price ratio, again, 106%. Very big. $400,000 house, 24,000 over is what that means. There is no monthly supply, 0, because there's none. On July 11th, there were no homes active. Highest it sold was 610,000, and it wasn't even remodeled. It was a 2-story home, and you're going to see that in the highs and lows next. Lowest was 410,000. Average sales price $493,500. Now we're going to go into the highs and lows. Southeast Gilbert was $2,900,000. 45 days on market at 90.6% of list price. This is the home right here. The lowest it sold was $323,794. 21 days. It was a new build, so it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome, 1194 square foot. Yeah, 1194 square foot sold for $323,794. Avonlea, the highest it sold was a 1760 square foot Mary Kay home. All the homes were built by Mary Kay except for the homes with a basement in the Highland 5 part. Those were built by Highland Homes. But all the other homes in Avonlea were built by Mary Kay. 480,000, 32 days, 112.9% of list price is what it sold for. And the lowest was 1575 square foot, 450,000, 3 days on market, 105.9%. Pecos Park, this is the one that really gets the most attention here. 596,000 was what it sold for, 6 days on market, 121.6% of list price. It was about halfway remodeled as far as the pictures that I saw. Very nice home. It had a nice pool, very nice backyard. It did have some light remodeling to it, but not major remodel. The cabinets weren't replaced and some other things. But it was a very, very nice home, 2212 square foot Ryland home. This is one elevation of the Ryland homes there. And then there's a second elevation, the same exact floor plan, but a different elevation. So if you're in Pecos Park, pay very close attention to this. Let's see how much higher these can go. Power Ranch sold for $865, the highest. It was a T.W. Lewis 2948 square foot and 111.6% of list. The lowest was a townhome. Yes, a townhome, 345, 8 days on market, 98.6%. So condominium, sorry, excuse me. Santan Ranch, the highest it sold was 610,006 days at 108% of list. 2438 square foot, 2-story. The lowest it sold was a 1352 Ryland home, 109.3% of list price, 410,000. Very big, very big numbers. So if you want to have access to all the pictures to these listings and the data, copy this link in a separate window right here, this link right here, and then you will have access to all the pictures and more data to all the listings. So we're taking a quick commercial break here. This is Canyon Diablo, 30 miles east of Flagstaff, located at the Two Guns exit off Interstate 40. It's about 2.5 miles north of there. Take a weekend trip in Flagstaff and you will enjoy this place. It is the deepest railroad bridge in Arizona. Going to condos and townhomes, 300,000 to 500,000. Average sales price was 380,700. This is for the whole entire Phoenix metro area. 101.4%. And there were 284 active on July 16th, 467 closed. Out of the 467 closed, only 7 were FHA, only 7. 300 were conventional, and 114 were cash. So if you want to live in Southeast Gilbert, you need to get a conventional loan because FHA is very, very tough to get accepted. This shows the data right here. This is proof. 300 conventional and 114 cash. We go to single family, 350 to 500,000. Average sales price in this category was 433.41. 103.6%. List price, sales price to list price ratio. 3,007 were closed. 3,007 closed and 1,741 were active. So that's only 0.58 of supply there. 1,763 were sold conventional. 713 were cash. So you add those two up, it's almost 2,500. So 2,500 divided by 3,007 is over 80%. Single family, 500,000 to 750 is, so 1,347 were active, 1,573 closed last month in June. So 1,107 were conventional, 264 were cash, and 9 were sold VA. Or 91 were sold VA, excuse me. And then you go 750 to a million, 1 to 2. I'm just gonna jump right straight to 3 to 5 million. 96.5% was the sales price to list price ratio. When you start getting over a million, then the sales price to list price ratio will go under 100%. And the highest, 5 million and up, the average sales price there was 7,781,742, 96.7%. And 16 sold. Out of the 16 that closed, 2 were sold conventional and 10 were cash. Just to make that aware to you. Thought that'd be interesting. And then if you go to our inventory increases. So if you go to Gilbert has a 71.9% increase. So there was 139 active on June 8th. Now we have 239 active on July 11th. Chandler had the highest increase in the whole metro area as far as the cities that go here. 121 on June 8th. And 219 on July 11th. That's a pretty big increase right there. Buckeye, 89 were on June 8th, 160 on July 11th. So you can see, and then the luxury areas like Carefree was only 1 less than last month. Paradise Valley only had 4 more than last month, and Scottsdale only had 68 more than last month. So that's why in the luxury markets, the active inventory is not increasing, but it is increasing in the markets where it's 350 to 600,000. That's where the inventory is increasing. But we're still far from a month's supply, so don't get worried, sellers. It's still a great seller's market, and it's going to take a while. It's going to take, based on this rate, it's going to take probably 4 or 5 more months to get to a month of supply again. And even a month's supply is still very low. mean, a seller's market, anything less than a 3-month supply, in my opinion, is a seller's market. Balanced market is a 4-month supply in the Phoenix metro area, even though nationwide it's a 6-month supply to be balanced. That would take a monstrosity of something catastrophic to happen. And even if it did, it would take quite a while for it to get to those inventory levels. So you have nothing to worry about. If you're a buyer, it's going to be easier. It's going to be a little bit easier, not totally easy, nonetheless, but it's going to be easier than it was the last 3 months before. So the inventory is creeping up. Just wanted to share that with you. So our second commercial break. This is a cabin we stayed at in Flagstaff, our house in the Continental Country Club, April of 2020. It's a very beautiful location, nice neighborhood. Stay there for a weekend. And then we were 4 months, we were below 5,000 units in February, March, and April. In June 14th, we had 5,582. July 13th, just 6 days ago, we had 6,044. And right now, today, we're at like 6,700. We'll see how many of those actives go into under contract and pending status in the next couple of days and see if we still stay over 6,000 units. Last month, we sold 10,187, which is 500 more than in May. Monthly inventory supply is staying pretty much the same. Even though our inventory is creeping up a little bit, we still sold more than we did in May. So that makes the supply rate the same, 0.59 versus 0.58. Confident Market Report Index is showing market demand is going down in all cities except for Cave Creek went up by 2%. But the market demand in general is going down in all of these areas throughout the whole Phoenix metro area. East Valley cities, I'm going to go right to Southeast Gilbert here since that's what this video is about. We had only 9 less transactions than we did, in June versus May. Average sales price was $616,568 last month versus $429,600 a year ago, June 2020. So that's a 43.5% increase in appreciation from exactly a year ago. And look at what it was in the peak in 2006. It was 391,124. Now it's 616,568. That's a very good increase there. Santan Valley and Apache Junction were both under 50% in appreciation from exactly a year ago. Even Santan Valley just crossed over the 400,000 ASP threshold. 420,402 versus 280,559 exactly a year ago. That gives it a 49.8% increase in appreciation. So wanted to go over some of those cities, and even Northeast Mesa was 26.7%, 565. Southeast Gilbert beat Northeast Mesa by $50,000 in average sales price last month. Queen Creek is also 60,000 under Southeast Gilbert. So just wanted to share that information with you, and I hope this helps. If you find this video interesting and informative, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and share this people with anyone that you know, anyone that may be thinking about selling or anyone that may be thinking about buying, especially if you're moving in from out of state. It's very good information to know. And we thank you very much for watching and our patronage. By the way, the picture that is behind me is a picture that I took of the Seville Country Club, Seville community down in the very south part of Southeast Gilbert, 85298 zip code. So that is a picture that is behind me. Anyway, I'll hopefully talk to you very soon, and have a great week and a great month in July. Thank you.